the tube's good. I don't know yet. It's trying to load. It's trying really hard. There it goes. All right. It looks like everything has loaded up. Looks like we're live. And yeah, I'm going to harp on the whole thing with the vegan gains and all that, because you know what? They've tried to clown on me. They've come at me numerous times. And now that they've shown themselves, they're just weak as hell. They're pathetically weak dudes, in part due to their bad training, in part due to their bad diet, what's going on, Lars. And so I'm going to keep calling that out. In fact, that's going to be a bit of a topic you guys see in the title. I did 500 for 7 today. 500 for 7 after squatting and benching. Let's be clear. I did a 405 squat for 8 high bar. Then I benched. Then I did that deadlift. Okay. Conventional with just chalk and a belt. No straps. And these guys claim their vegan diet is an acceptable alternative. So then why are they so weak? Why are they so weak at squats and deadlifts? They're both clearly on drugs. So they can't claim, well, because we're not. No, they're on drugs. Richard admittedly so. Alex obviously is. And here I am doing this just on TRT at this point. Here's what they'll probably pull next. They'll probably say, well, Jason's just blasting a lot of gear, except that I'm not. And Richard admittedly is. I'm just on a little TRT, guys. So I'm going to challenge them that if their vegan diet is so good, then why can't they get strong? Why are their lower bodies so weak? Is it something about the vegan diet that just makes your legs weak, like deer? Since they're herbivores, they have like deer legs or something. What's the deal? I want an explanation. I don't know. Maybe we're not going to get an explanation. Who knows? OJC's, what's up, Jason, in the gym? Can I get a bench spot? I don't know, man. Can you get a bench spot? Sorry, man. I'm not at your gym, so I can't help a brother out, unfortunately. But, why don't you just ask somebody? Hey, man, why don't you go over and take your phone up to somebody while you're watching, and I'll tell them to give you a spot. Nick, are you trying to ask me to compare to a 3-day? I don't really remember doing the push-pull legs 3-day. Make sense? So you can't ask me to compare stuff when I can't really remember what it felt like. So that's not a reasonable question. But how do my joints feel? I don't feel anything in my joints. Right? I don't feel anything in my joints at all right now. Either the nerves are dead in them or they're just not inflamed. I don't feel my joints at all. Nothing. They don't even feel like I train them. So, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Although I have been doing 2 sets of some exercises throughout there. But yeah, the 1 set, it feels pretty good. But you can't ask me to compare different systems because I won't necessarily, unless something stands out, I can't really remember that specific detail. Does that make sense? You could go check the vlogs though, since I document everything. If you wanted to see how I felt, you could go watch some of the vlogs from any period of time with whatever system or split I was using and see what I say in it. That's the beauty of it. I document. What's my cycle? Just test it from my doctor. That's it, man. That's my whole cycle. Just that there TRT, man. What's up? The old man thing. But here's the thing, though, dude. I actually know how to train. It kind of matters. I actually know a little bit about how to actually train and program to get strong and gain muscle. So that helps. Laura says, I absolutely love full body. It's so nice, one exercise per body part. So refreshing compared to growth splits. I mean, I technically have two in there, like squats and deadlifts both work the whole lower body. I have the belt squat. So there's a lot of overlap there. I did lat bench and dips today. So, I mean, that's two exercises for a lot of those. You know, pretty much every muscle got a couple exercises. Would you count the deadlift as a full set for your back or legs? I don't know. Sure. I don't like this idea of counting half sets. I really don't. I almost feel like it makes sense. Either something is a set or it isn't. Either something builds muscle or it doesn't. I think when we start getting to this level of half sets, counting things as half sets, I think this is where we run into paralysis by analysis, and before long, you're going to turn into Dr. Mike. Like, I have said before, I did say in a video once before, I wish I had never discussed the idea of half sets on my channel. Like that was an unwise thing. I feel like it created problems. I feel like it creates confusion that doesn't need to exist. Either an exercise makes a muscle grow or it doesn't. Combining front squats with those works for me, as front squats are so quad dominant. I don't know that they're more quad dominant than back squats, honestly. I feel the evidence is lacking for this. But I suppose they can help a little more there if you're able to get a deeper knee angle on them specifically. But for some people, their quads are not the limit on the front squat. A lot of times their upper back becomes the limit, in which case they become an upper back exercise. No. So it depends on what's going on there. Like, are you strong enough with all the upper body stuff to really take the quads to failure on them? It kind of matters, you know. But if you are, then sure, they can be phenomenal for quads. Yeah, I think we get too caught up in the nuance of this stuff of either something makes a muscle grow or it doesn't. And back is a pretty massive area. Like I don't know that we would call it a back. So maybe we should look at it as individual muscles, Nick, and ask yourself, what muscles does the deadlift work enough to cause hypertrophy? Traps, the erectors, the lats, I think probably. The quads, probably. Even though it may not be the most phenomenal exercise for them, it's still going to have a decent growth stimulus if the sets are hard enough, right? My triceps are cramping this afternoon, by the way. They're all twitching from the dips. So apparently those dips really hit my triceps hard. This whole lateral head has been twitching on me on both sides, slightly crampy. So it's interesting. We got some stimulus there by adding them back in. Ironically, the only drink more water, that's not necessarily helpful. I'm extremely hydrated. Right. Alex is over telling people to buy chest expanders and chest crushers if you're natty. So exactly. He's a con man. He's just another con man shill, fake natty, trying to sell garbage products that don't do anything. So what you got to do is you got to get these old school chest expanders. So that's the other thing I've said too the other day. Unfortunately, the fitness space is not full of the most intelligent people. You know, so when you listen to Alex talk, does he strike you as an intelligent person? Like when you listen to him speak and articulate, okay, he looks tiny because he's short. When you're standing next to other people, that's not how it works. He doesn't look tiny. He's just really short. So when you put him by other people, he looks tiny. For his height, he's not that tiny. That's kind of funny. It's like for a dude with a really short dick, he doesn't really have a small dick, you know, that kind of thing. All right. No, he's clearly on gear. I don't even need to explain this again. Like, if I even have to explain to you at this point, after everything I've taught you guys about this, if I even need to explain to you that he went on steroids like 8 or 9 years ago on camera and everyone knew it, everybody who uses steroids knew it immediately, instantly, we all talked about it. Everybody knew. If you don't realize that, you're too stupid to have an opinion about steroids. And I'm not trying to be mean. You are either just too stupid with no cognitive ability, or you're too ignorant. You might not be a dumb person, or you're so ignorant of steroids that you don't know what you're looking at. So it's got to be one of the two. Okay, so there we go. So you need to preface with something like that. You got to say, hey, I'm totally new and I don't know anything about steroids, before you say something that's going to make you sound really dumb, right? Because otherwise it just comes across as, to me, as someone who's been educating people in this for 12 plus years, I'm going to pick on you. So you got to preface that you haven't been around this stuff a lot. It was very obvious. He had tons of side effects on camera, like 8, 9 years ago, visible on camera, visible, immediate side effects all the way back then. Like, what more do you want? Even if a dude was tiny and weak and you see tons of steroid side effects and they're in the fitness space, you go, well, they're clearly on steroids. I can see like 3 different side effects. So, but the other thing is, man, but back to that other point. So when you listen to Alex speak and articulate, does anyone listen to him talk and immediately come to your mind that this is an intelligent person? When you listen to his manner of speaking, does anybody listen to him and think, wow, this guy is really smart? He is really intelligent. He's really articulate and knowledgeable. Or does he just sound like a dumbass? So, guys, you got to take these old school chest expanders, like the old school bodybuilders used, and it just like expands your chest and your rib cage. We have the buffet. That's what he sounds like. No, he sounds like an ignoramus. I just don't get it. If you're going to get advice from someone on a topic, at least listen to someone who's smart. So on anything technical in real life, barring them having large amounts of experience or credentials, would you take advice from someone on anything else in life who spoke like that? Who spoke with his level of articulation and his lack of vocabulary, his lack of even sounding intelligent? Would you take advice from someone on anything that's technical? Think that through for a moment. Again, barring obviously they have tons of experience, right? You might take mechanical advice from a guy like that who's been working on cars for 35 years. I get it. He's got 35 years of mechanic experience. Okay, I could see that. Because they have a proven practical experience. He doesn't coach anybody. He's not a high level competitor for the most part in anything, is he? Is he winning at the high levels in anything? Is he? No. Is he coaching a bunch of people? No. He has a big YouTube channel. Okay. He has a YouTube channel. So is that how we mark someone's knowledge in a technical area? Because they're an entertainer? They've either successfully marketing or entertainer, played the right politics. Does that mean that you should be getting advice on which training equipment to buy, or programming, or supplements, or diet? You know, I'm not going to give him kudos for crap. He's come at me the wrong way. He's tried to come at me the wrong way. So now I'm not even going to bother to be nice. I'm not giving him credit for anything. How do I know you're not him with one of his sock accounts, Scully? He admitted he has sock accounts. He made this one a few days ago. But kudos to him. That sounds like something he would say. Yo, guys, I'm going to give this guy some kudos over here. You know, like the old school strongman with their traps from doing the farmer's walks. I'm going to give him some kudos. That sounds like something he would say, doesn't it, Scully? No, I'm just kidding. You said he looks tiny too, though. So he probably wouldn't come in and insult himself. I didn't say I'm done with banning people. I said I'm just going to do less of it. I'm still likely to ban in live streams. I haven't been banning on my comments though, under videos. But you just made a new account and you're coming in standing up for strap on. I'm just saying, dude. Hey, Tim, I'm not going to answer your weird perverted ass question. Sort of channel you think we're running here. And I guess if you really cared, you could go ask a medical doctor, or you could just refer to the studies. Like, how would I know? Yeah, dude, I stand around measuring the testosterone levels and load volumes of other men all day long, dude. Yeah, ask Alex. So you need to go ask Alex Leonidas and Strap on Destiny and Vegan Stains. Go ask them in their experience if load volume is correlated with testosterone levels in men. Yeah, he still makes videos all the time, man. This channel is his main income. Lars, this is his main business. That's all he's ever done, really. He's been a pro YouTuber pretty much his whole adult life. Yeah, and then he takes them down. Like, he makes pops at me and then he takes them down. He takes little jabs. Little jabs. All right. He reaches up and takes jabs at me. Well, he's always done calisthenics, Lars. I don't understand what you mean. I do calisthenics. Where are we going with this? Do you mean as part of his weightlifting? Yes. He's always done calisthenics, though, hasn't he? Why would that change? No, he was still lifting weights. Tim says I had a PR on deadlifts, coach 460 for a single, running 531. Good stuff. All right. I do recall the Olympic ring thing too. Yeah, he was doing that a long time ago. Can't say someone who doesn't do any cardio is in better shape than me. He's never run. We've never seen run times. That's not how it works, dude. Bodybuilders don't seem to know what the word in shape means. Like, they're so stupid as a group, right? Bodybuilders are so stupid as a demographic. They don't even know what the word in shape means. They literally think the word in shape means how ripped you are. Instead of just saying how ripped you are, they use the incorrect term because they're just too stupid to know any better. They're too stupid to actually understand basic English terms as they apply to physiology exercise athletes. They're just too dumb. You guys notice this? Everyone else has never been what anyone used for in shape. They're just so weird. Have problems off the floor. Will deficit deadlifts help me with that? No. I don't feel like trying to answer how long I've been lifting weights. You'll have to do a breakdown of my lifting history. Let's just say a long time. Because the starting point's a little ambiguous. Because I started and stopped a little and started a little when I was 12, but didn't keep it up. So ballpark, serious lifting, 25, 26 years ago. But I couldn't give you a time frame because if we say the first time I ever did a bench press, we're going into like 37 years ago. I mean, so can we just go with a long time? No, deficit deadlifts are not going to help you off the floor per se. Your technique may help you off the floor. Bigger quads will help you off the floor. Potentially block pulls, low block pulls, but deficits are better for improving your lockout. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that. I've done a detailed discussion of that. And I've also talked with Tom Martin, who is a coach and was an all-time world record holder in the deadlift. And he agrees on that also. Deficits are better for sustaining a higher rate of force production. Oh. Yep. And these live streams have been dead lately in the afternoons. I think even the regulars have lost interest in them at this point. It's a good thing I'm pushing Facebook hard. So until I get a lot more impressive, which we're training hard, we're leaning out a little bit. The YouTube may be pretty much dead. It was picking up with the lives, but I think people got bored. How old are you? I'm 48. I turn 49 next week. Turn 49 next week. Would you consider? No, absolutely not. Like, I would rather slam my weenie in a sliding glass door than live stream my workouts. I would rather eat a plate full of broken glass than live stream my workouts. I would rather slide down a slide full of razor blades naked and land in a tub of rubbing alcohol than live stream my workouts. I'd rather be drug across a cactus naked while holding onto the tailpipe of a Greyhound bus with my mouth than live stream my workouts. Did my first deadlift yesterday. Let's go. There you go. Good stuff, chasing gains. Sean asked on Facebook, any updates on the Tylenol autism fiasco? No, they're going to have to do more research on it, Sean. Until Trump brings it up again, the left's going to forget about it. So, but a second, if there's an update and we have some researchers who come out with newer data and Trump discusses it, we'll see it blow up and the far left will jump up screaming about how he's wrong and they'll all start taking Tylenol. You know, the cactus bus comment was out of pocket. Oh my God, thank you for that. You're welcome. So no, we won't hear anything else about it until there's further research and then Trump discusses it. And then all the far left will start overdosing on Tylenol to protest it because they're basically fucking retarded. You should live stream your workouts. Did I just tell you I'm not interested in doing it, Scully? Scully, what part of no means no do you not understand? You're going to be a rapist one day. Like I don't hope no one ever trusts you alone with a woman. When somebody tells you no, do you not understand what the concept of no means? And I'm being serious. When someone just tells you an explicit hard no and you still tell them they should do something, that tells me everything I need to know about you as a human being. It's not harsh at all. It's true. Coach, what's your military press PR? When I was able to do it, I hit 227.5 with calibrated plates on camera. I did 225 for a one quite a few times, but that my best was I put those micro plates on. No, it's not harsh at all. I was very, very not only clear, I was extreme in my no, and you just said I should do it anyways. This tells me everything I need to know about you as a person. Because when people are hiding in anonymity on the internet, they show their true selves. So that's who you are as a person. That's who you are. Just accept it, own it. You're anonymous anyways, dude. Just own it. Prime with a Y. Hello, Coach. What's up, Prime? Luke says I can only speak from my perspective. No, but I troll people hard too. I give a lot of banner. I don't think you understood. I'm just gonna get rid of you. You're getting on my nerves. Kapow! And you're out of here, Scully. I didn't have enough of your little mouthy stuff. Get out of my channel. Pretty sure you're the same guy I banned before. All right, numerous times. No, man, I'm doing a lot of funny stuff, but I'm still going to call people out on bad behavior. Kapow! And you're out of here too. All right. Because people are not given a real conversation. I'm just getting rid of all the dumbasses. It's just good in general. But Luke says right. Again, I don't think any of the rest of us listening are qualified. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's the same guy we banned over and over. That's his newest account. Black Harvey, 500 times 7. Holy shite, Coach, you rock. Appreciate it, man. I put up the short and then I put up the thing. Overpress is a long game, but worth it. Yeah, overhead press is a very slow grind. It's a very, very slow grind. It really is. Hey, Lars. So why are you going to lie? Did you not see that, Lars? I'm just going to call you on lying. I'm not going to get mad. I'm just going to call you on lying, dude. I went and looked at the study, the meta-analysis you referred to. It was done this year at an Ivy League university. No, I checked it myself. I don't need the BBC to fact check it. I went and looked at the study myself with my own eyes. It was a meta-analysis. Yeah, because the BBC lied because they have Trump derangement syndrome. They just simply lied to you. You could have gone and looked it up yourself, like the rest of us did, and said, "Oh crap!" He actually was talking about a Harvard University meta-analysis done this year, is what he was referencing. But because it became political, people will just make up lies just because they hate Trump for no other reason than that, which is crazy. I don't understand. Can we look up? Yeah, you can, Lars. You just have to Google and you'll be able to find the meta-analysis yourself. It's a public meta-analysis. I'm not going to try to find it and link it. You can find the meta-analysis with Google, though. It's a current meta-analysis from this year. If you start Googling for meta-analysis, stop looking for study, look for meta-analysis on Tylenol and autism, you'll be able to find it. Your opinion on using rows for straps when your hands are extremely sweaty. I used them on rows for the first time yesterday. You're going to end up potentially costing grip strength, though. No, just chalk up, dry your hands, do whatever you need to do. What are your thoughts on the Zercher squat? That's too long of a conversation. So could you ask something specific about the Zercher squat? Maybe a sports specific related, like an actual direct question. Because my thoughts on the Zercher squat, don't ever ask me my thoughts on anything. We're going to jump off into theoretical physics or music or guns really fast when you ask for my thoughts, and just leave it open-ended, because that's where my thoughts will go. If you have a specific question about the Zercher squat and its applications, I'll be happy to discuss it. It could get really nuanced. It could end up being a full hour of conversation. I know you don't need to know more info, but on surface level, I don't bench press due to physical defect surgery. I overhead plus dip to replace benching. Do you think it's a decent? I think so. In that situation, all right. Ted says you have to just build very large amounts of muscle, especially triceps and upper back, and for peaking some frequency and heavy singles ups, right? Steve says, Jason, do you think I can have potential to deadlift 600 if I can pull 500 cold after 1 year off, maintain my strength doing Yates rows? I just feel the programming has to be on point. So you took a year off from deadlifting and walked in and pulled 500 cold just from rows. Yeah, I mean, 600 could be within reach for you. Hey, Lars, so why do you feel the need to keep arguing about the point, though, with the meta-analysis instead of just going and looking at it? Like, why do you hate Trump so much that because he mentioned it, it has to be a topic? So had Trump not mentioned the meta-analysis, would you even care? Would anybody on the left even care, or would they be going, oh, wow, we should look further into this? Do you see the problem? If crazy people didn't hate Trump so much, would this even be a topic of contention? I feel like the best way Trump could get rid of certain people is to just convince them he's against certain really dangerous stuff, just so they'll off themselves. Like, I actually hope he does as a troll. Like, if he gets up and says that he is completely against drinking rubbing alcohol, that he opposes it, that it's evil, it's terrible, it's the worst thing ever, and he urges everyone not to do it. Dude, we'll have like 500,000 dead or blind leftists in a week. That's how I interpret it. I'm aware, Lars, but here's the thing. Are you or I qualified to really get into this debate with the researchers at Harvard? Do you see the problem with this? This is a meta-analysis debate occurring at Ivy League schools in their science departments and medical departments where they're trying to look for answers. Are you or I really qualified to get in and have this debate with them during their ongoing research still? Do you see the problem with that? All right. But I like to do it because it's mean, because it's funny, because it triggered the far left. That's why I use it. Purely because it's triggered crazy people. Because I think TDS is a mental illness. Right. Luke, because again, you have enough of a medical background that you probably can debate it. But even then, you would say it's inconclusive and it's essential for some purposes, but at the lowest dose. And it's generally not a medication we should be taking. unnecessarily. Um, People thought the 440 trap bar GVS done is strong, right? Uh, was your conversation with Alex that Vegan Gains posted real? It seemed a bit different from your talking cadence with your real voice. What are you talking about? I've never had a conversation with Alex, so I haven't seen the video in question, and I'm not interested in seeing it. So I can tell you, she said I've had a conversation with Alex, so I don't have a frame of reference at all. So I'm going to go with fake. Oh, Vegan Games posted an audio clip of me talking to Leonidas or me talking to Richard, because I've never had an audio conversation with either one of them. Chest expanders, right? People who are obsessed with politics are weird people. Yeah, to some extent, there's definitely truth to that. Vegan Games posted, yeah. So, will the Zercher squat fatigue my back more than back squats? Yes. I recently introduced them. My back is more sore. Also, Zercher better in terms of how practical they are. I don't know that it's more practical in everyday life. I think for sport specificity like wrestling, grappling, absolutely. And I think for people just looking for functional strength, it can be a pretty good exercise. It was me and Alex talking. Yeah, it's probably AI. It's not the first AI of my voice I've heard of out there. I've had one sent to me that was definitely 100% AI not that long ago. Yeah, no. He'll probably take it as real, but I don't need to go hear it because there's going to be so much AI stuff of all of us talking. It's not going to be worth keeping up with. There's some weird debate about prison escapes. Yeah, that's just weird. That's just weird. Did we talk about playing hide the pickle together or something? I was probably in it like Alex. If we was in prison, you'd be my bitch. Oh Lord, Lord of mercy. Let's see if I can get the voice deeper for that. Hold on. Alex Leonidas. If we was in prison, you'd be my bitch. Oh Lord, probably not. I hope not. Although, I mean, as Callie Muscle told us, though, I guess he goes, when you're locked up in there long enough and you don't see any women, you know. The weirdest part is, yeah, we don't even need to go on with it. It sounds dumb as hell. It sounds dumb as hell. Right. Yeah, there's no scenario where Alex could tell me in a conversation he'd out deadlift me. I would just laugh. It'd be like, bro, my mom could probably out deadlift you, and she's dead. You know. Oh, these clowns, man. What do you expect though? I mean, they're on vegan diets. I mean, it's rotting their brain. They have nutrient deficiencies. It's caused all sorts of neurological damage. That B12, the problem is, the B12 deficiency, that the neurological damage can be semi-permanent from that. And I agree. So when people believe it, yeah, if anyone's, then people are a very sizable percentage of the population is too stupid for the digital age. Yeah, Alex currently can't even bench as much as you his best lift, let alone deadlift. Right? Absolutely. He can out overhead press me because I literally can't overhead press even the empty bar right now. So he's got that. Alex, should out deadlift you is the funny part. Does not, I'm fairly sure. Yeah. I mean, Ted, in that video the other day, his max was 505 sumo with straps. I just pulled 500 for 7 today with chalk. That's facts. My sister takes methyl B12 on my advisory too, since she supplements a lot of as a vegetarian for ethical reasons. Right? I mean, B12 deficiency is no joke. It's pretty serious, and there has been some data that show that it can be permanent neurological damage or semi-permanent. Right? So what's my tricep getting bigger? Hold on, that all natural TRT tricep. Coach Nightmare Snow Day in Canada, we were entirely snowed in. Probably all of Canada or just part of it. Canada's pretty big. Can I get my car to the gym? Need to move, pull to Friday, leg day to Sunday, and go back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. Hey man, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. My triceps have been twitching from those dips today, though. Where you are in Toronto. Put it this way: when people say if you juice, you should do your blood work and imaging. The same should be advised to vegans. I agree. Ted's right, talking about Alex here. If you're 5'3" and on steroids, you should probably lift a lot more at that point, 700, right? Especially sumo with straps. And for the carnivore diet people, there's just no point. They're already cooked, right? I mean, there's no way you're supplementing your way out of that in terms of the long-term health. Could you even imagine trying to supplement your way out of a carnivore diet? All those phytonutrients and antioxidants and fiber, because they're terrified of broccoli. And then you got to deal with the elevated LDL and the arterial plaque. Man, there's just no way. I agree. There's just no way out of that. There's a point where you just have to look at them, and there's no point in even trying because they believe all this stuff is bad, so they wouldn't bother to try to supplement to fix it. We don't actually need vitamin C, guys. Matt says, shows you the snow like some Eskimo to get an hour of cardio in. Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. At least you got some GPP. You got some GPP out of it. You down with GPP? Oh, man. Yeah, the lives are going to be a little slow. They're getting views after, which is kind of weird. They're not getting views during, they're getting it after. Don't like missing lists, but what can you do, right? I mean, natural disasters like snow. In a sci-fi world, I could see a place where you need to pass a competency exam to choose your diet. Oh, man. Like so many things in our modern age. We could make the argument for willful stupidity on it. In that sci-fi world, they'll choose it for you, probably. In this dystopian, authoritarian nightmare. You guys consider sumo deadlifts cheesy? They're not necessarily cheesy, but sumo with straps, come on, it's just beyond cheating. You guys just got to stop at that point. Especially if they're going to compare themselves to lifters who are doing the real deal. Keep in mind, really short dudes sumo and then strapping up, it changes the mechanics considerably. And then when you get into whippy bars, you get into bumper plates, it's a whole different ball game. Right? Whereas when I just come in and raw dog it, I literally just threw 500 on the bar today, 7 clean reps, held them at the top, most of them, with chalk and a belt, conventional steel plates. Right. Yeah. The problem becomes, though, and I think the argument can be made of, does the state actually have a good idea of what real evidence-based nutrition would even look like? I think the real issue is not so much the picking the diet, is junk food with kids is the problem. This is the relationship that gets screwed up, is just the junk food that kids are given, barring one of these extreme diets, obviously. No, Michael, I'm happy with the fasted training. I'm happy with fasting in general. I feel my workouts are better, and I don't feel the evidence supports that statement at all. Sumo should be banned from powerlifting. Sumo and conventional aren't even the same. I agree. However, I have passed plenty of sumo lifts as a judge, even though I personally feel that way when I've judged meets. I judge them by the rule book, right? And set my personal feelings aside. That's too still very, very much fiction and better with the freedom right now, right? Yeah, no, the 500 to 7, it's up. I did a short and then I put it, it's in the training vlog today. Well, tough love for client Teddy needs to get his bench up, or we got to build his chesticles up. We got to build them teddies. Ted needs bigger teddies, and he's in here right now. He was. Yeah, I mean, I've made great progress training fasted. I enjoy it. I feel better. And I feel like it allows me to control my appetite more. I've been really happy with it. It's just insane to me that diet seems one of the most important things in the world, right? People in Norway are more interested in Charlie Kirk, some guy with strong opinions getting hit, right? I did 500, but to be fair, that 500 times 11 wasn't legit, right? What plates did I use? The plates are too thick on a deadlift bar. Way too much bar rip. I use those thick training plates. Dude, you get so much carryover out of that. I would honestly say the 500 with the steel plates for 7 is at least equal to that 11 with those plates. So you always got to factor that in when dudes put up their work on a deadlift. Like, how much leverage advantage are they getting to the equipment? I mean, baked potatoes. The problem is the issue of cooking potatoes in large quantities. They're so difficult. As much as I like that advice, cooking large amounts of potatoes for someone with a high calorie intake it's labor intensive. That's the problem. It's the labor intensive part. Like, if they're cooked, it's all ready for you. It actually works great, and I agree with you on the satiety and nutrition end. I didn't have any coffee past. I've been cutting the coffee out by about 9 o'clock right now, 8 to 9 a.m. I haven't been having anything past about 9. So right now I'm going really, really, really strong. Super strong coffee from my French press. So I'm down to just 2 extremely strong cups in the morning. And I'm talking they're like tar from my French press. And I do 2 separate presses. So I grind the beans right now. So I do the bean. I take frozen beans and I grind them, and I just do 2 cups in the morning of that big cup right now is what I'm doing. So I don't have any caffeine after about 9 a.m. Bro's brewing that giga coffee, right? Dude, I got some Pete's on the way too. I was been doing this week the HEB Texas pecan whole beans, but I got a couple pound bag of the Pete's coming right now. Also, again, is a ground, like I was doing pre-ground, but I'm like, I've started grinding my own again, and I've gone back to the French press, right? As the Brits call it, a plunger over there. Yeah, we got that giant coffee mug. So it's a full French press. That cup holds pretty much a full French press. You know, so we go hard in the coffee like that. I haven't been doing steaks. I've been doing roasts. I usually do I do it at 425 Fahrenheit. Professionally speaking, I administer caffeine for ICU babies, but I know a lot about it. I think pros of caffeine up to 700. Yeah. I don't even know what my caffeine intake is because it's all from coffee. I mean, 2 super strong presses though, and then I'm good. It was, but I've kind of I don't care anymore. I feel like that data was only, I changed over because of that data. There's a point where I go, you know what? As long as I'm doing only a single press of it and I dump it each time, you know, is it possible to build hands thicker? Yeah, if they gain some muscle. You know, if you gain muscle in your hands, they'll get thicker. But it's interesting. I've been told I have really thick hands by a couple of women, like when they're checking them out or holding them. I don't think that I do, but apparently mine are kind of thick. I don't have long thumbs. I have short thumbs. But I don't know. I don't think my hands are that thick, but I've been told they are. How the veins doing today, guys? Yeah, I'm slightly familiar with Jack Reacher of the show, only vaguely though. Yeah, we definitely vascular today. Heaviest person you ever lift? I don't know. Heaviest person I've ever lifted? I don't know, maybe a 150-pound girl. What are you talking about? I don't just walk around lifting random people up. All right. Only reason I ever lift a person up is to carry Shorty to the bedroom. Them thick hands from Raw Deadlift, I do the straps because too worried about tearing a bicep. So yeah, man, just don't train better. Lock your elbows better. Pull the slack out of the bar. Don't overtrain. Don't use the wrong drugs. All right. That comment's still up on the Facebook about the cactus in the bus. So did you see the Nick Walker situation? Tell her, no, I don't have high blood pressure. I'm just lean and do plenty of conditioning work. No, my blood pressure is normal. But I turn 49 next week, guys. 49. So salute on the 500 or 700% your max is at. I don't know. I don't know what my max is at the moment. I can probably pull 600 plus, but I've been just doing rep work right now. Yeah, just a person with an athlete heart, right? Yep. Amazing coach, looking awesome. One of the fittest 49-year-olds out there, no question, right? I mean, that's kind of like for me, like why I do the coffee, because that's one of my vices, you know. So people are like, oh, you're worried with the coffee, you're doing the French press. It's like, I eat a completely clean diet. I eat no butter, no refined sugar, no bacon, no junk food. I haven't had alcohol. I'm coming up on my 7 years sober. February 18th is my 7th year with no alcohol. You know, I can get away with a couple of minor vices, you know. All right. They're not perfect. I'd never get them down under 70, but I keep them under 100. Like, and it's probably genetics. My cholesterol's never crazy low, but I can keep it. I keep it under 100. You know, as long as my cholesterol's 90, 95 on the LDL, I'm okay with that. I did have it at one time as 101, and I adjusted what I was doing a little bit because they were starting to get, potential risk factors given my family history. It's things that we need to think about. Alcohol will take you out, bros. Absolutely. That's why I promote sobriety, guys. Promote sobriety. I mean, because alcohol it has no positive benefits. It has no redeeming qualities. It's just an addictive poison. And people who are like, "Well, I need it for emotional reasons." Well, that's an addiction. 100. What was it? 101. That 100 is that cross that threshold where we get concerned. Again, keep in mind, Alan, my family history. So going at 101 was actually that was crossing definitely the risk factor given the cardiovascular disease on both sides of my family. Keeping in mind, my mother died younger than I currently am. She had an aortic dissection. So my sister does not like me lifting heavy because of that at all. So I catch flack for that, by the way. You don't need to be doing 500-pound lifts. You see the story about the raccoon who broke into. I put up a meme about the raccoon who broke into the liquor store. I've already made a meme about it. Yeah. 49 next week, coach. You still looking big and strong, but are you feeling like you're pushing limits of age creeping? I'm not going to say I don't feel it at all. Like it would be, I would be delusional to say that I can't tell that I'm in my 40s at this point. But I'm better than other people I know. I can tell the difference though in fatigue after training. I can tell the difference if I don't get a good night's sleep. I am wrecked. If I work out and have a workout session and I don't get a good night's sleep, I am wrecked the next morning. Jala says, Jason, I used to watch his channel like 10 years ago and I was new to the gym. Thanks for all the advice. You're most welcome, brother. Come on through more often. Yeah, recreational alcohol, if it is an addiction associated, is actually better than taking it for emotional reasons. Taking it for any medicinal therapeutic reasons is a terrible idea, right? I mean, it's a central nervous system depressant, So using it as an escape, oh man, we're just compounding factors. Your best RDL, something maybe like 405 for 8, something like that. I don't know. If I had to just base off memory, I don't really RDL that often. It's bad no matter what, but drinking as a solution to a problem is a major red flag. Absolutely. Yeah. People are taking an addictive central nervous system depressant as an escape for an emotional problem. Yeah. Yeah. That's never a good thing. That can only go badly. Billis says, yeah, my sleep wasn't great and my workout felt it. Still got it done, but that sleep, especially when your gym is cold, yeah, it really is. It really is. Like I can tell, dude, if I only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep on a workout day that evening, I know when I get up in the morning, I just don't even want to start my day. Give anyone enough alcohol, they were literally turning to a caveman. I can't do that, right? Lars understands. He's in his 50s, I believe. Everything hurts if we don't get enough sleep. Yeah, absolutely. Like that is a big deal as you get into your 40s and beyond. Alan says, I started playing with a reverse grip bench and I like it. How much weight difference should you expect? I don't know that you're necessarily going to expect a difference. There's so many factors there. Some guys are going to be weaker on it. Some guys are going to be stronger on it. Play around with it and just find your sweet spot. Just be very, very careful with your racking and unracking. Safety bars, consider spotters. Just be careful with it. Jala says, I think you should be proud of it. Since day one, you didn't take advantage of your viewers like other channels who sold fake supplements, charge $1,000 for a cookie cutter program. Right. I charge $250 for full coaching. That includes calls, weekly updates, messenger support. Like I charge $250 for full coaching, and plenty of my clients come through the lives and are happy with the service. Yeah, $1,000 for a program. Good Lord. Yeah, if they were $250, they'd literally get a new workout sheet every single week, and they get an hour video call time per month for that. Oh, plus any prep they need for events. People who are in their late 30s and older who advise teenagers and young adults to take good care of your body now are joking, absolutely. Or $3,000 for random animal eggs like mycotrend, right? Oh, man. Yeah, I still sell no supplements. The only services I do right now are consultations. And I do a fair number of them lately, a decent number. I do consultations for non-clients, video calls, and I do coaching, you know. That's the only services I have. It's the only services I offer. Well, that and I have shirts. I have T-shirts. I have merchandise. But I honestly don't sell that many of them. You help me sleep most nights, Coach, with the soothing sound of your voice. I enjoy your content from the information you provide and ASMR voice. Also appreciate it, David. Chasing and just remember not to chase longevity via biohacking grift stuff. Yeah, biohackers are grifters. Yeah, no, it looks maxing. Plus free programs. Right. Ted's like free programs. That's right. You get the video calls plus the free programs. True. I have free programs out there too. What did you suggest when not progressing on the chin up? Can isolation of the biceps help or train the chin up less frequently? You may be overtraining it. It could be addressing your weak link. It could be just needing to be patient. I guess it would depend on what's going on with the chin ups, honestly. They work well for ASMR. Yeah, probably won't happen. I've been told I should do audio books, actually. I've been on the radio before. I just don't talk about it. I don't ever discuss the details. But I do have that radio voice, right? It's like, hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. We're sitting here with my radio voice. Yeah, we could do some audio books. Let's try one real quick. You guys want to try it for fun, out of sheer boredom? Hold on, let me pull one up. The Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. Chapter 1, The Horror in Clay. The most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. We live in a placid island of ignorance in the midst of black seas of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. The sciences, each straining in its own direction, have hitherto harmed us little. But someday the piecing together of dissociated knowledge will open up such terrifying vistas of reality and our frightful position therein that we shall either go mad from the revelation or flee from the deadly light into the peace and safety of a new dark age. What y'all think? Smart and savvy because these stalkers, they follow it. They try to follow everything. There we go, man. We did a little bit of audio. But all right. I think we are going to wind this down now. I'm going to end the. Let me give you guys a bicep shot on the Facebook and everything. I'll give you guys a bicep shot before we go. Oh, Mount Biceps. And the Facebook. And the YouTube. And we're out of here, guys.